Shalom. Welcome back. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, pushing his word in sincerity and in truth. Back with another lesson. Today's lesson is going to be a quick lesson dealing with a movie that I recently saw that the Elder Malcolm, the head of the camp here in Chicago. The movie is called 40 Acres, right? And I'm going to read a brief summary of the plot of the movie. It says, in a post-apocalyptic world with food scarcity, a black family of Canadian farmers descended from American Civil War. It says, let me read it again. A black family of Canadian farmers descended from American Civil War migrants defend their homestead against cannibals trying to seize their resources. Right? So that's a quick summary of this movie. But when you watch this movie, it's a very spiritual movie. I see why the elder suggested that every man watch this movie, because it's foretelling of what's to come in this modern day end time scenario, right? In this modern day times. It's foretelling because it matches up with the scriptures about how people are going to be in that day, man, when so-called shit hits the fan. All right, when society breaks and your back is against the wall and it's everybody for themselves, right? So right now you still have an air of societal norms, people basically following the so-called rules, right? Society's rules, doing what they need to do, obeying this, obeying that. But when real tragedy and real systems break, all those things go out the window. And they show you that in this movie, all right? They show you that in this movie where, and it's funny, all the name of the family is the Freemans, and they are all comprised of Jake, Native Americans, and the basically the Southern Kingdom. All right. But what they show you in this movie is people are willing to go through desperate measures just to eat, man, just to get those resources. And like I said, that's going to happen. That's going to happen in these times. The first scripture I'm gonna grab is in the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 16. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? So if people get together, enough people to make a mob, right? A militia, as they had in this movie, where they got arms and they trained and they go to attack other people and take, kill, rob, steal. Those things are going to be going on in these end days. And you have to understand that. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. So you would have these militias in this movie go raid different places, steal what they can steal, and move on to the next, because food was the greatest resource. And this family, this Jake family, had a farm, and they was actually able to still grow crops. I'm not going to try to spoil all the movie, in case you still want to go see it. There was reasons why the world had basically turned to shit, and they go through it during the movie. But anyway, Jake still had this farm, and they had to get up, work the farm by the sweat of their brow. Everybody had a job. They had to be on point. They had to know what's going on. They had to get firearm training, because the lady, she was ex-military. So she trained her kids and the people that were living there. So those are the times, we're going to see we're entering into, man, because you're going to have to be very focused and not as trusting as people are, so-called people are today. It says, For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread for great tribulation. And they put this right in your face in this movie, showing you the cannibals, showing you people begging for resources over the like a CB radio, the radio airwaves, because everything else was down. So they took you back to a time where all the modern conveniences was gone away, man. Right? So, and it really teaches you, man. A lot of times, hey, you gotta really stay out of stuff, man. Right? You have people want to be overly helpful or wanting to so-called reconnect with everybody in society, and a lot of times you set yourself up because people are playing you to get what you got, right? No matter the cost. Right? Even if that means you losing your life or them setting you up or being so-called nice to you just to get the upper hand on you and take from you. So it was a lot of lessons in this movie. So like I said, it's a pretty decent watch for people that want to check it out. All right. From here, let's go into Matthew 24:12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right? So they had a hard spirit, especially the mother in this movie, and she was trying to impose that on her kids to have that hard, cold spirit, man. Right? That's going to be a prevalent spirit in the earth where everybody's not just going to be, lending a helping hand, so to speak. We're going to enter into perilous times. Right? And when you see this movie, you'll understand why I'm saying this and where I'm going with it. It was just the stark reality of how people act when the chips are really down, when the government's not coming to save you, the police not coming to save you, and there is no grocery stores. All right, shit turned real quick, right? From there, we're going to end this off in the book of Luke, chapter 23. Let's start at verse 29. It says, for behold, the days are coming in the which that they shall say, blessed are the barren, and the wombs that never bear, and the paps which never gave suck. Right? So if you don't have any kids, you don't have no responsibilities to have to feed these kids, right? You're actually going to be in a better position, just quite honestly speaking. But for the man of the Lord that got kids or whatever, through the Spirit of the Lord, He's going to take care of his elect, as the scriptures say. All right. His servants shall eat, as it tells you in Isaiah. Verse 30. Then shall they begin to say to the mountains, fall on us, and to the hills, cover us. For if they do these things in a green tree, what shall be done in a dry? Right. So people already are doing, acting crazy. You're seeing these demons out here committing all type of acts, violent acts. So just imagine when society really breaks down, when things that people depend on, right, are so used to having on their day-to-day basis go away. All bets are off. It's going to be a struggle to make it out your neighborhood, maybe a struggle to get down the street, a struggle to get to the next town, because you're going to have traps and madmen everywhere looking to stop you and take what you have. All right. That's the times that's going to happen and play out on the earth based on Bible prophecy. All right. But that's pretty much the point of this lesson. Check out that movie 40 Acres. Like I said, it's a decent watch. It's not that long. Hey, but it shows you a lot of things, in that movie, man, that's going to actually happen and play out in the earth today, man. All right. With that, I want to say shalom the next time.